I used to be a night auditor at a small old hotel off a quiet highway. It wasn't much. 12 rooms, a creaky lobby, and that faint smell of mildew that never quite went away. Most nights were uneventful. Guests checked in, slept, and checked out without incident. But the night of October 13th, I'll never forget it. Around 2:30 a.m., the phone rang. That was rare. Guests hardly ever called during the night, and we didn't have anyone else on staff. "Front desk," I answered, my voice steady but tired. "Hi," a man said, his voice barely above a whisper. "I'm in room 6. Can you please tell the people in the room above me to keep it down? They're walking back and forth non-stop." I frowned. Room 6 was on the top floor. "Sir, there's no one above you," I said, hesitating. "You're on the top floor." A long pause. "Are you sure?" he asked, his tone sharpening. "I'm hearing footsteps right now." I glanced at the computer. Only 3 rooms were occupied. Room 2, room 6, and room 9. No one should have been above him. "Let me check," I said, hanging up before he could respond. I grabbed the master key and climbed the stairs. The hallway was silent, and the old carpet muffled my steps. Room 6's door was closed. I didn't knock. I figured the guest wouldn't appreciate me disturbing him again. But as I passed, I distinctly heard the faint sound of something heavy being dragged across the floor. It wasn't coming from room 6, though. It was coming from the attic hatch at the end of the hall. The hatch had been sealed for years, nailed shut before I even started working there. No one ever went up there, and I wasn't about to start. Still, the dragging sound didn't stop. It grew louder, closer, until it sounded like it was just behind the hatch. I stood frozen, my flashlight trembling in my hand. "Hello?" I called out, hating how weak my voice sounded. The dragging stopped. For a moment, there was nothing but silence. Then, 3 deliberate knocks came from the other side of the hatch. Knock, knock, knock. I stumbled back, my heart hammering. "Who's there?" I yelled, trying to sound authoritative. No answer, just a faint, high-pitched laugh that sent a chill down my spine. I didn't wait to see what would happen next. I bolted back to the lobby, locked the office door behind me, and called the police. They arrived about 20 minutes later. 2 officers searched the building, but found no signs of forced entry. The attic was still sealed, the nails rusted in place. "Maybe it was a raccoon or something," one of them offered, but he didn't sound convinced. I nodded, not wanting to argue. They left shortly after, and I settled back behind the desk, trying to convince myself it was all in my head. At 3:47 a.m., the phone rang again. I answered it on the first ring, my nerves already frayed. "Front desk," I said, my voice shaking. "This is room 6, the man whispered. "They're back. I can hear them. But now, they're in the hallway." I hung up and stared at the security monitor. The hallway outside room 6 was empty. At least, it was until the light started to flicker. The screen went black for just a second, maybe 2. When it came back on, there was someone standing in the middle of the hallway, facing the camera. They were tall, their face pale and featureless, their head cocked unnaturally to one side. I reached for my phone to call the police again, but the screen on the monitor flickered once more. The figure was gone. And then, behind me, I heard a faint knock. Knock, knock, knock.